morning, friends. As you can tell, we're in the woods today. The woods frighten me. Not because of the bears or anything, just because I struggle in the woods. It's difficult. It's really hard to kind of pick compositions in the woods with so many things going on. It's hard to remove the distractions and hone in on the image, which is kind of why I picked it today. I picked this to stretch my photographic muscles, as it were, to get out and just try something different, get a little bit outside of my comfort zone, which, as you all know, water over rocks. Came out very early this morning. We hit the trail at about 5:30. Sunrise was about 5:15, 5:45. And I came out hoping to get some of that morning glow, some of that streaming orange light shooting through the woods. But the trouble with hiking somewhere that you've never been before and relying on the light is not knowing what's ahead of you. I came across a tree that looked really interesting and looked really great, and I thought maybe it would make a great composition with that light coming through, but I just don't know what's ahead of me. So I chose to leave it behind. I still had 15 minutes before sunrise light, so I left it behind and I'm hiking up ahead. And I just will never know whether or not that was the right decision or not. I don't know what's ahead of me. I've never been here, so it's all an adventure. And that's exactly what we're off for today. It is just a bit of an adventure. So, hope you'll come along with me. Cove Point Loop. Let's go explore. Okay, I think we found our first composition for the day. I've got this beautiful golden maple leaf that's fallen off the tree and fallen in amongst this moss of this gnarly old tree root that's fallen over here. And it's beautiful. This one is just about the texture and the color, and it's really simple. We're just gonna focus in on that leaf, get nice and sharp on that leaf, and then it's just that kind of that contrast of the yellow of the leaf and the greens of the mosses. The technical side of the shot is really simple, about a half-second exposure, ISO 100, f11, about and a half-second exposure, like I said. No filters, there's nothing really going on. The morning light is coming in and it's really nice and soft. Just gonna hit a little 2-second timer, push this leaf out of my frame, and that's it. Got the shot. Really nice, really simple. Great. Let's see what else is along this trail. All right, my friends, here we are. I've got a great little shot, simple little shot. I've got this beautiful Canon plant. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a common bearberry, which is a little bit disconcerting because there is some bear scat on the trail just a little bit behind me. So I'm gonna sit here and ramble to myself in the woods, hopefully scaring away the bears. But it's a simple little shot. This is just beautiful green, luscious plant against this dark kind of decaying bark of a tree. We had a good rainstorm last night, so there's some little dewdrops all over the leaves. And that's it, just kind of framing up a little bit of the plant and just kind of a little bit of a clump of it at the bottom of the frame, and there's one tall sprig just kind of growing up on the right-hand side. Shooting at an f11, ISO 100, about 1/3 of a second, a little 2-second timer, and that's it. The shot's done. Nothing much to it. I really like this one. Thanks, little Canon plant. Onward and upward, and we have been going upward. A little precarious. 1 foot on a tree root, 1 foot on a rock. Tripod also on tree roots and rocks with center column. Coming up high to get this little flying piece of bark kind of peeling off of this birch tree. The texture and the pattern and the colors in this birch tree are really great. There's just kind of these rusty browns and then the bright whites, and it's just speckled all over the place. So the shot is just kind of all about the pattern and texture this time. I'm gonna kind of actually shoot, I'm gonna shoot this at an f8, kind of let some of this tree trunk as it wraps away from me fall off focus and just kind of go into a little bit of a blur. I want to accentuate this little flap of bark that's flying out. The shot is otherwise really simple. We're going to shoot at f8, ISO 100, 1/8 of a second. No polarizers again or anything. Just real simple, real clean, 2-second timer. Just to reduce the shake, like I said, I have the tripod sitting on a tree root and a rock, and then just the really soft ground on one side, and center column raised all the way up to get straight in on that piece of bark. Show you here what we're looking at, so you can also know what I'm looking at. Cropped in a little bit on this video here. I'll back it out a bit. This is roughly my image frame, but you can see this one little piece of bark that's just kind of flapped out a little bit. And that's just kind of what's grabbing my interest, is that little guy. And again, like I say, the textures and the patterns in this tree. This guy's full of all kinds of character, and I like it. I had to move really quickly because my light is changing like that. But this shot is really simple. This one again is color and texture and light this time. The light is shining through the bark of this tree. It's this really young birch tree, and the bark is just peeling away, and it just kind of looks like the cowl of like a cobra or something. It's just sticking out to the sides, and the light is shining through it, so it's this really brilliant red. So I focused in on that, the bark, the color of the bark. And then I've got the trees in the background just falling out of focus, shooting at an f5 with this shot. I'm shooting at an f5 at about 90 millimeters or so I'm really filling the frame, the right-hand side of the frame anyway, with this tree bark. I'm weighted very heavily to the right-hand side. I'll show you here what we are looking at, so you know what I'm rambling on about here. This is it, however. Let me focus on the important thing. There you go. So I got this great just bark. This is right here. And then as you can see, everything to the other side of it and behind it is just falling off into complete soft mush, no real definition. I think it helps accentuate that pattern and that color of the bark, and the glowing kind of nature of that bark. And that's the shot. It's really simple. This one is kind of fun. This is it's a birch tree, great pattern in the bark again, but it's got this really thick, lush carpet of moss growing up from the trunk of it. So this one's just kind of like this 50-50 shot of white bark and then this green, lush green bark, moss, sorry. And that's the shot. This one's, again, color and texture, that's it. The technical side of this shot, really simple. ISO 100, f11, 1/8 of a second. They're doing an f11 just because this moss is pretty thick. It's standing off the tree pretty well, and it's not a real wide tree trunk, so it's curving out and away from me. So I just kind of want a little depth of field to get that curve, and a 10-second timer. And the reason for this 10-second timer is the sunlight's coming in off of this side, and I don't like that streak of light. So I'm hitting the 10-second timer, standing up over here, and then shading the tree with my hand right there. That's the shot. That was pretty simple. Tired? I need to sit down for a little bit. Yeah! Oh, that's the stuff. Well, my friends, as you can probably tell, we're back where we started, which means we're at the end of our day. And a good day it was, too. I have no complaints. while technically I maybe didn't succeed, I know I set out to do some woodland photography today, and while the photos I got were not technically woodland photography, they were photographs I took in the woods. So that counts. But really, at the end of the day, I enjoyed the shots I got, and I enjoyed being out. And that's really what it's all about. It's about enjoying the thing that you do, and I enjoyed today immensely. And I'm hoping that you did too. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more, and tell your friends, because the more the merrier. And from Cove Point near Beaver Bay, Minnesota, so long, and we'll see you next time. Relax here for a little bit. Whoa, it's a big chair.